I did a lot of yo-yoing. I would get success, kind of normalize my symptoms, and then at the drop of the hat, everything would kind of revert back. Started having, increased frequency bowel movements, increased diarrhea. He told me that had he not done my previous colonoscopy in 2020, which was obviously the year I got diagnosed, that he would not have known that I had UC. I had zero inflammation, no pancolitis, no inflammation, endoscopic remission, words that I truly didn't know if I would hear. I knew I was feeling good. I knew that what I was doing was working because my body was loving it.
Hey everyone, welcome to an amazing story with Megan here today. I'm so excited to share with you. If you're someone who's been on restrictive eating habits for years on end and never felt like you could get there, if you're someone who is never sure if you can normalize your colonoscopy, or someone who just feels like there is no answer for you, this is the story for you to hear today. I'm so excited for you to hear it from Megan. Thanks so much for being here, Megan. So blessed, so grateful, and just congratulations on your journey with IBD.
Thank you so much for having me. I truly feel like the grateful one sitting in this seat right now and being able to tell the story.
Awesome. I love it. So, first off, can you tell us, what were you diagnosed with? What was it like for you and how long ago?
Yeah, I was diagnosed in 2020. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, with pancolitis, with rectal sparing. So basically had inflammation of the entire colon, kind of labeled mild to moderate at that time. And basically kind of from there, dove into a bunch of my own research and kind of started hitting roadblocks from there.
So 21 years old, and you're how old now?
I'm 27.
So you've been dealing with this most of your 20s, trying things, and you did a lot of hard work. I mean, you went and did restrictive eating. You talked with your doctor, worked with different natural medicine practitioners to figure this out. And I mean, you got success. I know you did the specific carbohydrate diet, which was very helpful for a long period of time. And what was that experience like for you to do restrictive eating really hardcore for a long period?
Yeah, I was in nursing school when I was diagnosed, and I immediately kind of went the holistic and conventional medicine route. I got started on mesalamine and conjunctively started SCD. I followed SCD diet for 4 years, basically until I joined the S.H.I.E.L.D program. And through that, I did a lot of yo-yoing. I would get success, kind of normalize my symptoms, and then at the drop of the hat, everything would kind of revert back. Started having, increased frequency bowel movements, increased diarrhea. And so it kind of just was this cat and mouse game that just perpetuated over time. And that resulted in a lot of food fear, lack of food freedom, obviously, and just me kind of searching for results when the mesalamine and the SCD ultimately didn't, give me lasting results.
Wow. So, I mean, you're on restrictive eating, you're doing the specific carbohydrate diet. It was helping until it didn't. But I think one thing we had talked about is you didn't have anything else to do besides restrict the food. So when there was a reaction, it was like, eat less, just give it time, just stay away from even more food. How did you deal with that without feeling like this is it?
That's exactly how I felt. I mean, there was no tools besides Imodium, truly. That was the only thing. And that's not a tool, right? We all know that just slows the rate at which things, are processed. And so I really felt pretty hopeless. I would kind of have a setback and, like you said, eat less. Meat, an avocado, and maybe a banana. And I was living off of a handful, probably less than 10 foods during flares I was a pretty severe flare for up to about 10 months. Diarrhea every single day, popping an Imodium or two every other day just to get through life. I was, a nurse at this point and working in the intensive care unit. And I really didn't have time to slow down and stop working and be in the bathroom all day. And so I kind of just did what it took to survive, but had absolutely zero tools as to how to move forward, progress, heal. Yeah. It was pretty much just eat these foods. If it doesn't agree, you'll learn. And if you don't learn, you'll just stay on what you're on. And that is your path to healing.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I think the specific carbohydrate was very beneficial for you. It helped reduce inflammation, help reset that microbiome. Restrictive eating can be so good, but you found a hole that there was nothing else you could do. When you had a flare, when there was an underlying reaction, or looking at different lab work or different root cause pathogens, or how to rebuild the drainage pathways, or how your body responded to it, there was nothing. And then it caused the problem where it was very hard to go out and eat, right? It was very hard to go to birthdays or celebrations and things like that. And so when you came to the S.H.I.E.L.D. program, we talked earlier that, you're online, you're going, what is this? Like a lot of us online, can this thing actually help? Is it just cookie cutter? What were your feelings when you started looking at the S.H.I.E.L.D. program? I know you talked with one of our members for an hour, Jay. Shout out to Jay. What's up, Jay, if he sees this? But what kind of led you to feel like the S.H.I.E.L.D. program was going to be a fit and a place you wanted to really find a home with IBD after all that?
Amazingly, CCL will come up in the comments of certain Facebook posts. There's Facebook groups, obviously, all over for IBD and UC and natural healing. And CCL absolutely belongs in some of those recommendations. And so the first thing I did was actually look for testimonials like this. And I watched dozens, if not close to maybe 100 testimonials of people just like me. I contacted Jay privately and asked him if he could have, a phone call outside just to, really ensure that these testimonials are true people with real results. And seeing all these people who were able to change their life, not just for a season like I was able to do with SCD, but real lasting results is what really drove me to happily join this program.
So you talked with Jay, and what was interesting is Jay had been in remission with 2 normal colonoscopies through the program as the chief of the fire department, which was amazing. So you're talking with one of the most successful IBD warriors in the world, really. And you're coming in and saying, okay, I want to do it. You give it a shot. And you joined, what, about 2 years ago?
August of 24.
August of 24. And now we're mid 2026. And you had already done restrictive eating. You'd already been on mesalamine. You had already been studying natural medicine for a while. And you came in, and what were your symptoms like when you were coming in?
Yeah, I was having probably anywhere from 7 to 10 loose stools a day, really terrible gas, very increased smell of gas, kind of like rancid, something's rotting in your stomach type of smell. And then rumbling, lots of basically almost just feeling as though the food / diarrhea is just running through, I felt it rumbling through. I feel really grateful that I never dealt with really high pain, but the amount that I was in the bathroom was enough to make me that I needed to get this under control.
Yeah. And I'm reading here back in 2024, you said your pain was about a 5 out of 10. So you were getting some.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Mucus, undigested food in the stool, multiple bowel movements, bloating, cramping. Energy was okay. You had just got off prednisone in August, and you were on it for 3 months. And this is after you've been doing restrictive eating for years?
Years, right. So what led me to CCL was a flare that I couldn't get out of. It was basically, I think there's time and a place for medicine always, but it was either start a biologic medication or what Jay's quote was, go all in. And that's what he said. He said, you can go all in with CCL, and if you do that, you won't have regrets. You'll tell yourself that you've done everything possible before going on medications, which was my personal goal. And I'm so happy that I did.
Okay. So Megan, it's been 2 years. What are your symptoms now?
I don't think about UC. I have, 1 to 2 bowel movements a day. I don't have any bloating, really. I don't have gas, don't have bad smelling gas. I don't have urgency, the frequency that I had. I don't have food fear, which has been probably one of the most, redemptive parts of this program. I'm eating things that I wasn't eating even when I was super restrictive on SCD. I'm eating salads and things that my body can tolerate that it never tolerated when I was on SCD. I kind of forget that this is something that I still walk with, but it's, again, to quote a lot of the things that I've learned in this program, I feel like I made UC the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Wow. Megan, there was so much that what you just said. You've got rid of your symptoms, and you got rid of symptoms quite quickly in the program, which we can't guarantee for everyone. It's an incurable disease. But you got results real quickly. I think one of the reasons you did really well so quick is because you were so strict beforehand with getting rid of alcohol and getting rid of junk food and bad snacking. Then when we added in some of that root cause analysis, we started going after that microbiome, the digestion, the nervous system, the drainage. We started soaking up some of those toxins your body could not get rid of so you could properly evacuate. Man, your body calmed down quick. But it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. So this isn't like, hey, you came in and got results. 2 years, right, guys? Now,
2 years.
None of us walk on water, okay? We're going to have ups and downs as we go, but we call it S.H.I.E.L.D. so we can defend against that and live our best life. You've been able to eat a variety of food. Have you had celebration food? where you've just eaten crap food and
Yes.
been okay?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, what I would consider crap food. Yes. But
Yeah, some
still
gluten, processed dairy, little restaurant food,
processed dairy
alcohol.
for sure, restaurant food with seed oils and things, alcohol. Definitely been able to celebrate at
Yes.
weddings and enjoy.
Weddings. Oh, and you've
Yes.
been okay with that, all that. Now, here's
Hmm.
the icing on the cake. You went to the doctor, which is one of the reasons we had today's story, and you did your colonoscopy because the doctor wanted to do, and you said fine. So what happened there?
He told me that had he not done my previous colonoscopy in 2020, which was obviously the year I got diagnosed, that he would not have known that I had UC. I had zero
Wow.
inflammation, no can colitis, no inflammation, endoscopic remission, words that I truly didn't know if I would hear. I knew I was feeling good. I knew that what I was doing was working because my body was loving it. Endoscopic and histologic remission are just the icing on the cake. I mean, I feel so grateful.
Wow. Megan, you went to the doctor. He said, if I hadn't known your past experience with IBD, I wouldn't even known you've ever had it. Endoscopic remission after 2 years. And what medications are you on?
None.
What did your
None.
doctor say? Was your doctor just
Zero.
like
He looked at me and my husband, you're coming out the colonoscopy, so you're a little,
woozy?
out of it. He just looked at me and he said, I don't know what you're doing, but just keep doing it.
Wow, that's funny. That's what my doctor told me. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. That's their favorite phrase.
It's our favorite phrase.
My gosh, Megan, how was that possible? Would you have believed this watching this 2 years ago? You said you watched hundreds of testimonies, which is how many times I've been recording these over the
Yeah.
years.
I mean, I honestly feel like, as silly as it is to say, I watched those videos and I thought that could be me. It really
Yeah,
could. And
yeah,
I said to myself, like, and again, to echo what Jay said, like, go all in. I feel like I truly did that. I mean, there's things that they start you off encouraging you to do when you start Shield of grounding and prayer and,
yeah.
speaking life over yourself and journaling and
Yep.
getting outside. And I feel like I did all of that amongst the changes that we made with, you know,
Food,
elemental diet
supplements,
and,
herbs. Yep.
food philosophy. Like there's a
Mhm.
lot of things that I still changed tangibly, but overall, I mean, I think this is as good as I could have ever imagined, truly, when I was watching these testimonies.
I mean, it really is for you. I mean, you joined the Shield program 2 years ago. Here you are 2 years later with a perfect colonoscopy, no medications. Don't think about ulcerative colitis. You have a broad diet. You're not stuck on the SCD diet anymore with that normal colonoscopy. It's crazy. And guys, this is not easy. It's hard. This is so amazing to see what's possible. I'm so excited. And Megan's just put the hard work in. We're all different, but we can heal. And I hope that's a testament to it. Few of the questions is, I love to ask, what's one thing that really helped? It could be a supplement herb. You talked about a supplement. I'd say let's chat about that real quick because you feel like it has been the biggest game changer for you ever. And I know a lot of people out there are wondering how'd you do it. And guys, the customized plan, it's tweaked over time, years. But this is one thing that really helped out Megan along, beforehand. What was it, Megan?
Yeah, in IBDU, when people are, asking for, advice or looking for, someone to walk with them, my biggest recommendation that I feel like I have seen in myself is the IgGI Shield binder. That has been to me like a holy grail product. Not only is a great binder, but specifically people who are dealing with loose stools. When I have even a mild setback, like you said, like I'm not perfect. I have had setbacks in the last 2 years. It is the quickest thing that I have to have on shelf that gets me back. And it's just, like you said, tools that I just didn't have. Back when I was doing SCD, all I had was be disciplined. And I knew that I could ask that of myself. I always
Yes.
said, I'm never going to ask of medicine
Yeah.
what
Very
I'm not
valuable
willing to
still.
ask of myself.
Yeah.
And so I was disciplined. I can meet you anywhere, but having tools that help you and propel to get things back under control or to just, propel healing has been an absolute game changer.
Wow. Wow. Guys, the active ingredient in that product is called immunolin. It's a binder that even doctors will use, and it's so good at soaking up toxins and helping you eliminate them, which is one of the core problems Megan had, even with all that strict eating. So, make sure you can check that out if you want. But remember, it's all customized to you. It's all built over time. It's not a magic pill. It's not a magic little protocol. We put them together. We hope for great results. As you get it, We start looking at, okay, if you land at 80%, 100%, 40%, we tweak and move and we tweak and move. And that's how you get it done. The discipline, the hard work is how you get to this result. Megan, I mean, congratulations. It's unbelievable. What advice would you give to someone who's coming off? I mean, you were a competitive volleyball player, young, everyone's drinking, everyone's partying, everyone's eating crap food. I mean, you're married now, you're looking at the next big steps in life. What would be your advice to anyone out there who's just feels like IBD is the end, there's nothing I can do, looking at the restrictive eating, looking at the programs, looking at natural medicine versus conventional medicine? What would be your 2 cents?
Number one, it would definitely be that nothing tastes as good as feeling good feels. I think that has been something so liberating for me. At the beginning, yes, I was always a competitive athlete. I was always healthy, but there were sacrifices, but I wouldn't go back. I would not go back to that life. I would not go back to what I was eating, because where I am now and how I feel is so amazing. And then for the person who's watching this and hoping to get this result one day, there's another way. And I think that is something that I wish that I could tell everybody, sitting in the doctor's office when they're telling you that there's nothing else you can do, diet has nothing to do with it, and here's these drugs. If that's something that you feel internally convicted that that's not the route you want to go, there's another way. And this is the way. This is a community of people and a community of coaches that actually care, and a community of people that are striving to heal together. And IBDU is a phenomenal place. It's not just a Facebook group of people spurting out things. It is a true community of people that are all healing together and supporting each other and finding true healing.